matcha for the oil tea. Spent a few minutes meditating, a few minutes or more minutes scrolling my phone a little bit, responding to calls and messages, and then a little bit of doom scrolling. And something came up that I wanted to talk about, which is music or culture. And they're intertwined, right? Each culture has music. And everything is a two-way street. Everything is, in Taoism, goes both ways, swings from one extreme to the other. Anyways, with that being said, people might think cultures create music. Right now, a lot of white people hate black culture, and they point to the music and say, look how disgusting their music is. It's like promoting killing people over nothing, or proving how violent you are as a flex, I guess. You know, a lot of rap music, catching bodies, aka killing people. I guess during drug trafficking, there are there's a culture of being extra or not hesitating to use violence. That's kind of a flex in black rap music. Anyways, that's a lot of people's view. My view is not like that. My view is the music has influenced black culture. All right. These rap songs glorifying murdering people. There's a rap artist named Bobby Shmurda. Not murder, but murda with a sh at the end, because you're supposed to be quiet about it. Bobby Shmurda, I remember seeing this video of him auditioning like he was just a kid, like a 15, and plucked off the streets, brought to like a boardroom full of white people in suits, men and women, small hat looking people, Adam and Eve, Moses cult people, just sitting there analyzing, will this guy corrupt black youth? And he's doing a good job. I think all the black youth will admire and aspire to be like him. And then we'll have him singing lyrics about murdering and robbing and drug dealing, blah, blah, blah. You can go YouTube it. Bobby Shmurda, SCSHMURDA. Bobby Shmurda. And got signed to a small hat Adam and Eve cult music label from audition that they videotaped him. He's just basically like rapping, making gun signs, jumping on the table. It's like a dancing monkey. And that's not to be racist. He literally is prancing around at the behest of these music executives to be a violent monkey. And they're in a boardroom. New York City, 15th floor building boardroom with 20 executives who are not black going, yes, this will do. This will brainwash a lot of black teens. Anyways, on that point, people are like, oh, whatever, brainwashed. If they listen to it or don't listen to it, people have free will. And I'm here to say no. We don't have as much free will as we think. We're easily brainwashable. Because there's magic. There's magic in words, frequencies, sounds, and movements, dances. When you have a sad posture and you have a sad face, if you do that, if you take a sad posture and a sad face every morning, every day, over time, every day you'll get sadder and sadder. I just did it 40 seconds right now, and I can feel my emotions getting more hopeless, more sad, depressed. Because the body and the mind, they're intertwined. In the West, we separate them. There's mind and there's body. Yeah. Now, if I take a good posture and I put a smile on my face and I hold that for 10 seconds, if you do the same, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you'll notice yourself like, hey, I'm kind of happier. Now imagine you do that, you stand up tall, happy, smile on your face, even if it's forced and awkward, and you're just like, I'm just holding it. Well, at least you're able to smile, and it's actually affecting your mind subconsciously and your emotions unconsciously. Your body is opening the portal to that emotion. Instead of the emotion causing your body to look a certain way, your posture look a certain way, your expressions to be a certain way, you can actually practice an expression, and then your emotion will follow suit. Your mind will follow suit. A lot of people are unhappy people, not because anything bad happened that day or that week even, but for 10 years they've been unhappy in a relationship or with a bad job or whatever, and their face is likely just muscular wise stuck in a sad face. And so every day they continue to be sad because of that sad face. They have to actually like snap out of that and seeing their smiling muscles. And over a few months, if they wake up consciously smiling more throughout the day, they'll build the muscle to smile, and then they'll actually out of whatever sad slump depression that they've been in for 10 years. So yeah, it's a two-way street. And there are things science and Abrahamic religions don't really understand about spells, and modern day foo-foo New Age spiritual people talk about manifestation and law of attraction, and they're all kind of like half-truths. But there is a sliver of truth that there's some sort of going on when you think about something aloud, and say it. And there's someone on Instagram or whatever reply post saying, that's all bullshit. You're just being a huge skeptic. And I'm like, okay, wake up every day and say, I'm gonna die of cancer soon. Even I just said that, I'm gonna say that. I'm not gonna die of cancer soon, but say the opposite. Do it every day. Every day for a month. Do it every day for a year. Saying that. Saying the opposite of, I'm not gonna be healthy. Say it. I just saw Noodles Gaming. Thank you. That's actual positive. I haven't received positive for it. Thank you for that. Thank you for being a positive light in the universe. Maybe you've slightly altered my mood and opinion of the world, and now I'm going to start having hope for the world and start speaking good things for the world, and then that's domino butterfly effect and saves the world. You may have just saved the world, like the little needle on the haystack that broke the camel's back, or whatever that phrase is. It. And now the path of the world is going towards a good direction. Anyways, back to my comment. Words have spells and magic to them. So don't ever say anything bad about yourself. Like if you do something wrong and say, oh, I'm so STUPI, right? Oh, I'm so DUM. Even if you're just being frustrated or silly or unserious, don't say it. You never know if conscious is really listening and you're really manifesting something. I think we all have a tiny speck of God's power within us. Some people have a bigger speck than others. Not from birth, but just from their current phase of life, consciously living or not, or just robots following their environment and programming. But some people, once they start to awaken and believe, and it just becomes like what do you call it? A snowball effect. You believe more and more in the power that you have, the power that your words have, and the power if you say something. So anyways, this came up because there was a rage bait video of a suburban white girl being all innocent and then saying, look at my boyfriend who you don't expect, and it's like this black guy doing gun signs at the camera. Like they do this, right? They do this. And white people are going crazy, like, you're gonna get murdered by him. He's obviously a violent fellow. And I was saying, he's probably just imitating the dance move that he learned from Bobby Shmurda when he was 8 or 10 years old. So now it's like 10 years later, and that kid is 20 and doing the same dance move. So with that being said, it's also not a good dance move. You're manifesting violence in your life. It's a magic spell, really. So imagine him doing that all the time as like his go-to, what do I do with my hands type of thing. Photo. Do I put my hands in my pocket? I'm gonna do gun signs. Yeah, he's manifesting violence. There's magic to it. And I'm coming on here during my mago meditation to remind myself, if you know this to be true, if I believe this, what I'm saying, that words and actions, movements, dances, posture, expressions, they all have a vibration that resonates and attracts and magnifies magically, almost. When I say magic, I mean beyond our understanding. In ways beyond our understanding, our words and motions, movements, postures, and actions have extreme powers. So don't ever say you're gonna get a disease and die, unless you want that to possibly happen. Instead, Just say it. Even if you don't believe it, just say it constantly every day. Every day I'm trying to wake up and say, I am amazing. I can create anything, right? The idea that I can't write a amazing book or an amazing movie with my life experiences and my creativity, imagination, and really just my life itself, I think, has been so interesting. And what I'm learning from my experiences is so profound. There's a side of me that the world has said, I'm not like whatever famous author that I admire. There's no way I can write something and be as prolific as that person. And there's probably like my 10th grade, 11th grade English teacher who destroyed my self-esteem or whatever. I'm hearing that voice 30 years later, right? But his words have definitely affected me. I have to give it to him. Like, I was young and impressionable with a fragile self-esteem because my parents also broke down my worth and self-esteem. And so him saying I'm a terrible writer was enough to stick with me and become reality and say that, you know what, yeah, I can't, it would be dumb for me to spend every day writing when I'm a terrible writer. And so I haven't spent my life writing when I wish I could have been. So now I manifested it. I could have been a great writer if I had been writing every day. But because someone said it, that I'm not a good writer, said, why bother writing? And I didn't write every day. And then in the back of my mind, I said, one day I'll write. I'll get over thinking myself as a bad writer and just write for writing's sake. Which I'm doing now. I'm trying to now. But now I want to start being my own manifester and say, you're a great writer. And you just need to write every day to bring it out of you. It's like a sculpture hidden inside a giant rock. You just need to take away the bad parts that are stifling and hiding the good writer within type of logic. I just tell myself that every day and not even look at it in terms of good or bad, but like just enjoying telling my story and what I know and what I've been through. And maybe even fictionalizing it. I don't know. Maybe write the true version first and then writing a fictionalized the true story, right? For TV purposes, film purposes. This movie is based on the true story of Safajinho. Oh, I have another positive comment. Look at this. Noodles Gaming set off a domino effect. This is from Tony Tremel. You're handsome, brother. I subbed and liked. Blessed day. You shall inspire me to do the same as well. I'm gonna go find someone and say exactly that. I'm gonna go find a dude, and I don't care about him thinking me stray or gay. I'm gonna say, handsome brother. I subbed and liked. I don't care if he has social media or not. I'm gonna repeat exactly. You're a handsome brother. I subbed and liked. Have a blessed day. I'm gonna go do that to one other person. It's gonna be a domino effect. Fuck it, 2 people. Let's make it exponential domino effect. 8, 12, 16, 32, 64, 128, 56, 512, 1024, 2K, 4K, 8K. It's just gonna spread across the world like everybody's gonna be hearing that. Even the girls, we're gonna be saying, hey, you're handsome, brother. Equal opportunity. We're not sexist here. Women can be handsome and brothers. Daniel, message retracted. That's alright. Alright, so yeah. Try it yourself. Even for just a month. Even for something simple like wake up and say, I'm going to find the humor whenever something really bad, whatever the worst thing the day is, I'm going to find the humor in it. So I'm going to enjoy it with humor rather than be pissed off or frustrated or stressed by it. Like a lot of our lives, who knows kind of effects that would have, domino effects for improving our lives. If you can laugh about something, roll with it, and then be ready to down the game-winning 3 right after, you know? Instead of being stuck on whatever shitty thing happened and then being down about it and then missing whatever opportunities that present themselves. So yeah, that's another thing. You should come up with a good list of priorities of what things you want to, because maybe you're already happy, fun, good, humorous person that already laughs at whatever bad things happen. Maybe you need another saying about, I'm going to have more hope for the future, that good people are going to step up and be the change they want to see, you know? And a world that is sustainable, a world that I would want to have kids and raise kids in. I don't think a lot of people are thinking about kids these days because we're not hopeful and optimistic for sure. So yeah, I'm gonna say some things every day, and I'm gonna do my best to believe it and see what kind of magic happens. All right, what kind of magic happens? Because it is kind of insane the number of times I notice magic happening in little ways. Like like this cat right here is the first male pet I've ever had, really, I've ever been around. And that's just because I like girls better. I really like women. My friends have been women. You know, even since a child, I think my first best friend was Catherine when I was like 6. It was my sister's best friend's younger sister, who was maybe like a year younger than me, but that was my first best friend. We used to play with her My Little Ponies. I would try to make them fight and she would at me. I'm a boy, that's what, you know. But anyways, yeah, I've always been in my feminine attraction. I didn't pick all the pets that I had, they just ended up in my care. My first cat was a cat that my sister brought home. And the cat didn't like my sister. My sister, I guess, never was a cat person. So one night, found out the cat was snuggling in my bed with me. even though my sister brought her. I was like, oh, okay, this is my cat now. And that was a female cat. Then I had another female cat, not of my choosing again. Da, 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 da. And then recently, I'm like, you know what? I need more masculinity in my life because Israeli guy took my kindness and generosity for granted. He was like, oh, this guy's just like Native American and Palestinians, kind, welcoming people that we can just take advantage of. And so he tried to take my house. He tried to kick me out of my own house. I gave him a place to stay here. Anyways, I was very kind, feminine, and generous and welcoming. I was very nurturing to him, trying to help him. And then he became a colonizer. I got colonized just like the Palestinians did, and that's why I became super radicalized, because I was like, oh wow, Israelis really believe deep down to the core that God chose them to be the owners of the planet, the owners of humanity, to be slave masters. And he looks at me like I'm nothing, a slave ordained by God to serve him and his people. That was the mindset that he has. That's the mindset that Judaism teaches. If you look at it deeply enough, you'll realize most of Judaistic teachings revolve around that idea, that God only spoke to one certain people, and they make, because they're the only ones that have direct access to God. Everyone else's God is an idol. Doesn't matter if you were born in Africa, Asia, or the Americas. Only spoke to a desert tribe in the Middle East. And so that cultish belief, I'm sorry to say, if you're of that religion, you are part of a cult of racial supremacy and slavery. I learned all of this living with this Israeli guy. I opened my house to him. I mean, I rented a room to him after not wanting to because he was Israeli, but I was like, I need to love thy neighbor. I mean, love thy enemy. Let me try to love instead of judge. So for the first month, he was a cool guy. It seemed like he wanted to be my friend, but then I noticed the way he would talk to me a lot of times was like, he doesn't see me as human. And the straw was when he told me he was going to move out, and then when I asked him the day before his move out, I was like, so you moving out and you need any help? He's like, I'm not moving out. I was like, what do you mean you're not moving? He's like, I'm just going to stay. I was like, without asking me? Like, what do you mean? He's like, you don't live here. This is my house. I was like, what? I was like, insane. It's like he pulled his mask off, and I was like, oh, he's a Zionist. He's a Zionist that murders Palestinians because they're animals to him, and I'm an animal because I'm not a Jew. These people are insane. So I had a big fight with him. I had to eventually get a friend to come help me throw him out, and the friend actually bribed him to leave instead of. The way to get him out was to give him a free posada room to stay in. Ridiculous. So I felt bad that my friend had to pay for that. He was the one who gave my number to him so that he could ask me if he could stay. So he kind of has to be for that. But anyways, Israelis. Forgot why I went on this rant. I got into it kind of annoyed, angry, and I got distracted. I lost the topic. I have another. Botaji Minya. Bruce Lee, yes, there it is. I've been saying there's been a few days without someone calling me Bruce Lee. I might as well, go by Safadinho, aka Bruce Lee da Brazil. But yeah, there's always one. Anyways. Speak. Speak as if they're all spells. And move your body with consciousness and intention. Be grateful. I'm going to be grateful to each of my new followers. I hope I can spread the same positivity you were able to spread to me to other people. Yeah? You are teaching me that kind words to other people can bring wonderful changes to the world. So grateful to you. I hope to learn more from you. And I hope together we can grow. And I'm just going to meditate now. Got my meditation part. I have to have this pillow here, otherwise he likes to scratch my legs. What do I do with my hands with this cat here? For those who don't meditate but want to try it, I'm gonna talk it through. And maybe you want to try it yourself wherever you are. If you haven't meditated before, your back and your butt and your legs probably don't have the stamina, strength, and flexibility to sit correctly in a way that you can hold that position for 15, 30, 40 minutes. So you may need to lie in bed or lounge in a chair, but ideally sit up straight. Something about the chakras need to be aligned. The chakras that go up your spine. And we're all about trying our best to consciously breathe and savor the breathing. Think only about the breathing. Now, it's not going to be possible only about the breathing unless you've been training meditation for 10 years. Your brain is going to wander. Random ideas, thoughts are going to pop up. But as you do this more and more, it goes from being able to focus on your breathing for 1 or 2 seconds before you get distracted. You have to constantly jump back for 1 or 2 seconds, 1 or 2 seconds, 1 or 2 seconds. Unless you can hold focus on your breathing for 4 seconds. And then you get distracted. And then later on, it'll be of breathing before you get distracted by a random thought. And some days it'll be worse, some days it'll be less, more. Some days you'll have lots of random thoughts and you really aren't breathing at all. But the idea is air is so everywhere. What you want to do is consciously bring everywhere inside of you, right? So inhale. When you're inhaling, you're breathing air that has wandered everywhere over the last few million years, right? The air you're inhaling each breath has been in and out of plants, has swirled around the world several million times. It's been everywhere. You're inhaling that consciousness, consciously, appreciating it and absorbing the wisdom from the divine contained in this air. Inhale. Absorb that consciousness and exhale. And when you exhale, as you get down to the bottom of your exhale, imagine just having no consciousness, no thought. So we're going to cycle in between completely zoned out, no thought, to great consciousness. From fully exhaled to fully inhaled. Completely silent to completely focused on the breathing. Completely conscious of the breathing. I'm going to cycle forth, back and forth. Every time a random thought or distraction pops in, recognize it, let it go. Comes in through one window, just let it go. And then return back. Inhale, deep consciousness. Exhale, deep nothingness. Inhale, deep consciousness of your breathing. Exhale, deep silence, nothingness. You do this about 10 times. You'll approach a portal to a lake of consciousness where the water is so flat and still. There's not a ripple at all. Just calm and silence. Now that the mind is super calm, the water is super flat, we're going to calm our bodies, starting with your toes, Inhale, deep consciousness of your toes, deep awareness of your toes. Exhale, relaxation into your toes. Deep consciousness of toes. Exhale, deep relaxation of toes. Do the same for your feet, all the way up to the top of your head. Each body, ankles, then the calves. Already you see your lower legs completely relaxed, like they've just been massaged by a Thai masseuse for an hour. Your knees, your thighs. All the while your mind is at that portal where the lake or pond was all flat and calm. Now you're getting to your... You're going to be conscious of your anus. There's a chakra here, energy. You're going to raise consciousness of that chakra. Swirl this whirlpool of energy at this anus area. And you're going to exhale relaxation, unblocking any little hiccups or fragmentations there. You're going to open fluidity, iron out any kinks, smoothen out any ripples. Next, we're going to move up to our genital area. We all know there's an energy there. This is our sex organ. This is our creation organ. This is our creativity and manifestation chakra. We're going to raise consciousness of our ability to create and manifest. And we're going to relax it and iron out all the wrinkles and hiccups. Moving up to the kangaroo pouch we have on our stomach, below our belly button. This is our chakra. Here we're going to appreciate life by recognizing how close we are to death. Whether it's 100 weeks away or 1,000 weeks away. Or 1 day away. You never know. We're blessing our death before it happens. We recognize death is not to be feared. It's something that we all will have to go through. Whether you're successful or unsuccessful, wealthy or unwealthy, old or young, we're all through this gate of death, swirling nearby to ourselves or to our loved ones or to people on the other side of the globe. We're all making the best of life before death. We're not going to fear death. Honor it. fact that though this identity, this body might come to an end catastrophically or over time, slowly. Though our current might end, we are eternal. You existed as part of collective life for trillions of years before you were born. You will exist for 20 trillions of years after. We relax. We relax to accept. We relax because we know it's more important to be awake with what few seconds we have in this life. What's the point in living in 40 more years if you sleepwalk through those 40 years? It makes no difference living an extra 40 years. It's more important to live intensely with love and consciousness for 10 seconds. Than to stretch out a long life of misery and unconscious sleepwalking. Next, we're going to go to our next chakra of the belly button. Stomach area. This is our emotions. When you're angry, jealous, sad, this is where you feel the most of your emotion. We're going to honor those emotions. They're what make our lives memorable. Without these emotions, your life would be, no matter how easily rememberable the facts are, without your powerful sadnesses and anger and happiness, after 10 years, you would forget all those events. So it's important to honor, raise awareness and consciousness of our emotions. Having strong emotions is important to remember life lessons and life events. Having numbed down emotions because you're too sensitive and you don't want to feel great sadness, you don't want to feel great pain, you're afraid of feeling anger. You're really just creating a life where you won't remember most of your life. You'll just sleep through it without feeling great emotions. Maybe you're taking anti-anxiety medications or psychiatric pills, antidepressants. I really think you should consider mastery meditation as you're fucking with your emotions. One day you'll be like, I don't remember my life the last 30 years. It's because you haven't been feeling strong emotions about anything in your life because of medications. And then you become more and more depressed because you're just essentially a robot with no emotions. There's really no reason to live if you're a robot with no emotions. So if you're ever depressed or suicidal, try meditating. Try diving deep into that. Next, we'll go up to going back to my emotion chakra. It's good to get super angry and super sad and super happy. Bipolar, I guess they would call it, but we have to learn how to control our emotions. Not be controlled by them, but to control our emotions means to consciously be able to experience deeply an emotion and then swing back away from it. It's okay to get angry and explode at someone, and then snap out of that anger as super fluidly and quick as you to it. You can snap out of it and say, "You stupid motherfucker! I'm sorry, that was an explosion of anger. I've been having a tough week or whatever. Let me say some kind words to you. You can forgive me. I'm no longer angry." A lot of us don't have that level of control of our emotions, but that takes time. Meditation will help. But we're going to honor our emotions and learn how to surf them and not be smashed by them and tossed left and right by them like the waves, but to surf them, dance with them. Raise conscious of that emotional side of who you are and relax. Next chakra is our heart. Love for yourself, your existence. Love for your mother, who sacrificed her life, really, gave up her living her life in order to be your mom. And you're going to have to be born. But yes, you did. And you asked for your mom to raise you. Why would I choose my mom? She was horrible to me. Blah, 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 blah. You chose your mom to give birth to you. You chose it. You have to realize your power. You had the power to choose it, and you did. To learn something, to suffer. So we're going to love ourselves first. You might have had a crush on someone or fell in love with someone so hard in your life. You're going to exercise loving yourself like you loved that person. Crazy idea. How am I going to love myself that level? I love that person so much. It's crazy to love someone else at that level when you don't love yourself level. That's what's crazy. That's what we need to realize has been brainwashed out of us. We need to learn to love ourselves intensely. Because only after we've loved ourselves are we able to truly give love to others. Without that intense self-love, it really is a delusion and fake love. It's where Hollywood romance is able to convince us we all have this soulmate that we just happen to meet at the same high school, college, workplace. But really love yourself. To that extent, we can love. Next, we're going to go up to throat chakra. We're actually going to stretch our neck, stretch out our throat chakra. We all know voices are kind of strangled. Lots of tension hides here. We're all silenced from speaking the truth. There's a lot of bottled up energy here. that we need to stretch out. And just, it might feel weird, but put oneness of sound out into the universe. Inhale deeply. And raise consciousness of the muscles all on our face, our ears, back of the head, upper neck. Raise consciousness of those areas and relax. Next, we're going to raise consciousness of our forehead area and in between our eyes. Above our eyebrow a little bit is our pineal gland. Deep inside of our brain, in the middle. This is the eye that sees all. This is our divine eye. It is very tense. The modern world has worked hard to make it very rock hard. The powers that be have worked very hard to harden this pineal gland. Chemicals, fluoride, alcohol, coffee, superficial mindsets, even gym. Working out at the gym hardens the pineal gland as well. A lot of gym bros, you'll notice, are easily fooled by propaganda, particularly white, right-wing propaganda. This chakra makes it very easy to lack trust because you're blind and you have to distrust everyone. Once you open you'll be able to see who's good and bad, who's trustworthy, who's becoming not trustworthy. You won't have to go around distrusting everyone. You can just accurately see who's lying. You may have to spend a lot of time taking natural medicines to heal your pineal gland if you've been drinking coffee for decades, alcohol for decades, even little bits, moderate amounts of alcohol over time, over decades, really lowers your mind's ability to think and see the world as it really is. But meditation, the longer you can focus on breathing, the softer your pineal gland is probably getting. Next chakra is at the very top of your head. Your anus end is where food waste comes out of. On the opposite end of the spectrum, all your wisdom, the top of your brain, from this little portal, this brain portal. All creative ideas enter artists' minds from the divine through this portal. You're going to relax, raise consciousness of this portal, and relax it. Okay. I'm gonna stretch now. Fumasa is fully baked into his nap. I'm gonna stretch my back. Yeah, yeah. It's getting hot. I haven't packed at all. I need to start packing. Packing my suitcase. You all gonna follow me to Korea? You guys wanna see live streams from Korea? I'm gonna do a lot of live streaming, I guess. I'm live streaming because I kind of feel like I'm gonna end up in prison based on my politics or my spirituality. As you know, the world is ruled by people who are not spiritual. They're part of a death cult that poses as religion, but really it's a cult of death. And they're probably going to throw me in prison. And in prison, I'm not going to be able to live, so I might as well take advantage of whatever I'll be able to use in prison. That's part of why I'm living a lot. It's because I'm like, I don't know. They're going to say a lot of bad things about me, and I want people to know who I really am. Not to say I'm a great guy, but just to say I'm not the pure villain that they're going to say I am. They're going to pay people to say they know who, they spent time with me, and I'm a terrible person. Well, this is who I am. I'm being authentic online. Good and bad. You're gonna get it all. Alright, that's Mago session 111. It's my B-Day, or it was my B-Day a little while ago. So 111. Mago session 111. A lot of shit has been going around in the world. A lot of crazy shit. And same with my life. So yeah, everyone's going through it. My sister, her boyfriend, someone she cares, may die. He's been in a coma for the week or so. Some sort of accident, fell on the ground, cracked his skull open. If he doesn't die, he won't be the same for quite a while, if ever. We're all very close to tragedy. So live your life really consciously, marveling at every second that you are alive or anyone else around you is alive. Honor and marvel them. That nothing tragic has happened to them yet, so really marvel at them.